El was one of the most ancient and revered gods in the Canaanite pantheon, considered the supreme deity and the father of many other gods. His worship predates the rise of Israelite monotheism and remains central to our understanding of the religious and spiritual landscape of the ancient Levant. As a god of creation, wisdom, and authority, El was seen as the head of the divine council, the ruler of the heavens and the earth, and the progenitor of the gods who populated the Canaanite world. His influence extended far beyond Canaan, and his presence is noted in various ancient cultures, including the Phoenicians, Ugaritians, and Israelites. The name El itself simply means God in Semitic languages, and while it became a generic term for deity, in the context of Canaanite religion, it specifically referred to the chief god, the patriarch of the divine family. In many ways, El embodies the idea of a high god, transcendent and distant from the everyday struggles of mortals, yet always present as the source of divine authority and cosmic order. El's image was one of wisdom, peace, and gentleness. He is often depicted as an elder god, wise and full of knowledge, seated on a throne or depicted as a father figure presiding over a divine council. His wisdom was unmatched, and he was revered for his role as a wise and just ruler. As the father of the gods, El was regarded as the creator of the world and of the first generation of divine beings. His divine consort, Asherah, was the mother goddess, often seen as the counterpart to El, representing the nurturing and creative aspects of the divine. Together, El and Asherah are thought to have created the world, with El playing the role of the cosmic planner and Asherah representing the generative and life-giving forces. El's role as the head of the divine council meant that he was seen as a judge and a mediator among the gods. In the Ugaritic texts, which come from the ancient city of Ugarit, modern-day Ras Shamra in Syria, El presides over a divine assembly where the gods gather to discuss matters of divine importance, including the fate of humans and the balance of cosmic forces. The Baal cycle, one of the most significant mythological texts discovered in Ugarit, portrays El as a god who maintains order in the universe but is often depicted as removed from the struggles between the younger gods. For instance, in the Baal cycle, when the storm god Baal seeks to establish his rule over the world, El plays a supporting role, not intervening directly in the conflict but instead offering his wisdom from a distance. This distance between El and the younger gods reflects his position as a high god who governs the divine realm from afar, delegating the more active roles to the gods of the natural world. El was also associated with fertility, the weather, and abundance. While Baal, his son, was the god of storms and rain, El's influence was more widespread. He was thought to govern the cosmic forces that allowed the world to function harmoniously. In this sense, El was seen not only as a god of creation but also as a god of sustenance, ensuring that the earth remained fertile and that the natural order was maintained. His power extended to both the physical world and the spiritual realms, and his role was central in the religious practices that aimed to maintain balance in the natural and human worlds. El's influence also extended to the realm of kingship. As the head of the divine council, he was viewed as the ultimate authority in matters of justice and law. Kings and rulers in the ancient Near East often invoked El for his blessing and guidance in matters of governance, believing that the strength of their rule was a reflection of his divine will. In the Canaanite religious worldview, kings were seen as divinely appointed representatives of the gods, and El, as the supreme god, was considered the source of their power. Rulers often sought to justify their reigns by claiming divine favor from El, aligning themselves with his authority to legitimize their leadership and ensure stability within their kingdoms. In the Hebrew Bible, El is occasionally mentioned, particularly in the context of the worship of foreign gods. For example, the name El Shaddai, God Almighty, appears in the Hebrew scriptures, particularly in the patriarchal narratives, where it is used to refer to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, while the Israelites eventually embraced monotheism and the worship of Yahweh as the one true God. The term El reflects the enduring influence of the Canaanite God on early Israelite religion. In fact, the Hebrew word for God, Elohim, is a plural form of El, further underscoring the historical connection between the Canaanite and Israelite conceptions of the divine. Over time, as Israelite religion evolved, the worship of El became absorbed into the worship of Yahweh, who took on many of the attributes originally ascribed to El. The concept of El as the high god, the creator, and the ruler of the heavens persisted not only in Canaanite religion but in other cultures in the ancient Near East. In the broader Semitic world, El was often depicted as a high and transcendent figure, a god who existed beyond the immediate concerns of mortals but was nonetheless integral to their well-being. His name and his attributes were incorporated into various pantheons, including those of the Phoenicians and the Arameans, where he remained a figure of wisdom, fertility, and cosmic authority. Despite his immense power and significance, El was often portrayed as a god who was distant and somewhat detached from the day-to-day affairs of humanity. While gods like Baal or Asherah were more directly involved in the natural world, El's role was one of governance and cosmic order. This separation between the high god and the active gods of nature is a feature of many ancient religious systems, where the highest deity is both the origin of creation and the source of divine wisdom, while the other gods are responsible for the tangible, physical aspects of existence. In the context of Canaanite religion, El's worship gradually declined with the rise of other religious traditions, particularly as Israelite monotheism began to take hold. However, his legacy as a central figure in the ancient pantheon endures in the texts and myths that have survived through the centuries. As the father of the gods and the ruler of the heavens, El's image remains one of wisdom, justice, and cosmic authority, offering a profound understanding of the ancient people's reverence for the divine and their quest for understanding the forces that govern their world.